You're now listening to Oediyo Radio. Hi, I am Datuois, your host and musical fairy godmother. Today, I want to talk about The Art of Loving, award-winning singer-songwriter Olivia Dean's sophomore album. This album is so good, and to begin the analysis of it, I would love to start with the title. Now, from my research, I understand that the inspiration of this title is layered because the initial inspiration came from an art exhibit that Olivia Dean had seen at the Broad Museum in LA called All About Love by Mickalene Thomas. This exhibit was, though, inspired by the book All About Love, which I do have here, by Bell Hooks. Now, in this book, Bell Hooks really does explore love and presents it as a practice that one must engage in with intention and with consistency, and also with a sense of individuality and self-love. And she really dives into the ways that we should understand love and the practice that it is and the art that it is. She drew the title of the album from the book because she enjoys it so much as well. I love this book as well, so understanding that she was inspired by it, it's very, very interesting for me. It was very nice to see. I think I read it last year, so I'll definitely be returning to it because from my first reading, I was like, this is such a powerful book. One thing Olivia also talks about in her interviews is that she feels like love is something that we all come into the world and we're expected to have an understanding of it. And that's not reality, I think it's something that it's not in our curriculum. It's not taught in school like English and maths and all those other things. It's something that maybe some people try to get an understanding from in like religion and religious spaces or other things like that. But it's not something that we're really taught to think about that deeply. But it truly is an art in itself, and it requires a lot of practice and a lot of intentionality. And I think in this album, we see Olivia tackle the different ways that love morphs itself in today's world. She comes from different experiences and different viewpoints. And I think one thing that's very interesting is one of the major themes in the album is self-love. You see a song like Lady Lady where Olivia sings from the voice of a version of herself that I want to say is living within her. But I feel like she was singing from the perspective of a younger version of her that was looking at her go through the journey of self-love and self-discovery and seeing her make these changes and choose herself in certain situations, and seeing her as the boss and seeing her as the man. Songwriting is, once again, I'm going to keep saying her songwriting is so good because her songwriting is really so good. Her pen has always been one that I think has worked so well for her. She understands how to use it and what words to use to say exactly what she's trying to say. You see a song like So Easy to Fall in Love where she explores self-love in a sort of different way, where she's like, it's very easy to fall in love with me. I know it's very easy to fall in love with me because I recognize my heart. I recognize that I attract the love that I am. And my heart is so beautiful and it's so grand. I am such a great person. And I know that when you meet me, you will fall in love with me. I know that as you met me, you're already falling. I know. So it's not you, baby. I get it. It's me. And it's such a beautiful, fun song that reminds you that you are the shit. And I see a lot of that theme, that thread weaving through the whole album. It's a very hopeful album. I sense a feeling of hope. Even in songs like Let Alone the One You Love, where she's tackling a heartbreaking subject of not feeling supported in a relationship and not feeling fully, considered, and realizing that, you're not going to be able to shine as bright as you should in a relationship because your light will be dampened, and this person that you're with is dampening your light even more, which is, people are going through this thing, or people are actually going through this thing, and it's one thing, and when they say, don't say it will never be equal, like, there's some things that I see that I'm like, there's some things you will say to me, even people that I've talked to, like, not even serious dating, I've just been like, okay, let me see what you're about. And there's some things that they've done. I'm like, if I date you, I understand that you will not let me fully blossom. And I think that that's what she's tackling in this. Choosing to let go of a relationship because you realize that you are worth more and you deserve more. She's tackling that subject of heartbreak, but coming from a lens of like, you know what, I deserve more. Even in songs like I mentioned for Something in Between, a song where she's talking about not wanting to feel suffocated and not wanting to belong to anyone, and feeling that sense of individuality. It is something that a lot of people tackle with a lot in life, I think. Feeling like lost in a relationship, feeling like you're losing yourself. Let me not get into the conversation of of like women and last names and changing your last name when you get married and losing that. There's an identity loss I think that happens, especially for women a lot of the time when they get into relationships. It doesn't happen to all women, but it happens to a lot of women, and you lose a side of yourself and you start to almost feel suffocated in a relationship. Some people can't identify to themselves, and some people can't identify it and they just keep sitting in the suffocation. Her voice just dances perfectly around these instruments. These instruments are already so layered. Like, I don't know what instruments that does not exist in this album. If you like, there's tambourino, there's violin, there's saxophone, there's drum, percussion instruments. There's so many things that were incorporated into the production of this album that it really does add so much sauce and energy to the songs and to the music. Although she does sing a lot from a perspective of recognizing and appreciating yourself and doing what's best for you and almost being selfish in some sense and considering yourself first. She sings almost like, yes, it's painful to leave these situations, but it's necessary. But there's songs like Close Up and Loud where she's speaking more from a perspective of like, damn, I opened myself up to this person, I let them in, and now I feel like they've left me stranded. I think that's what I sensed from these songs. That it feels like, she's thinking of like, oh damn, like I'm heartbroken, and it's not a thing of like, I'm so great, or I love myself so much I deserve better. It's just like, that hurt, like, and recognizing that hurt. I'm explaining it in this way because these are very valid human emotions, and once again, this album is about the art of loving and recognizing the different things that go into experiencing love and practicing love. In a song like Baby Steps, she recognizes that, I can't sit and dwell in this thing. I must move forward. I must learn how to take these baby steps again. Like, she mentioned a simple thing like, you now realize that you can't call this person before you take off on a flight or something like that. And it's like, that seems like such a basic thing, but it makes you think of like, wow, damn, that was probably a time I was in a relationship and I was in love with this person, and they were the person that I checked in with, the first person I texted in the morning, and you have to learn how to find yourself again after a heartbreak. But I think she sings, like I mentioned before, from a very hopeful place, from a place that's saying there is a road after, and love keeps going. And I think a big theme is the idea that a love that was shared is never really lost. In a song like A Couple Minutes, where she comes from a view of seeing this person that you're probably intimate with and were in love with and were in a relationship with, or you had to separate for whatever reason, and seeing them out and going through, like, you only have a couple minutes to catch up. This song, I will actually admit, maybe because my period is coming, I will actually admit, it made me cry. I wept a little bit because I was like, this is so relatable. Like, coming across this person and realizing, you always have a soft spot in my heart. And she sings about it with so much soul, and she talks about that feeling of, seeing them again, and that conversation of feeling like you're on their sofa again. She recognizes what that feels like, and the way she captures that feeling so perfectly in the song. Right, I shed a little tear. I was like, this is crazy. Why am I crying right now? But like, when you hear the song, you understand. If you relate in a way, you get it. And that taps into the idea of like, you know what? I'm not going to leave every situation feeling like I lost a part of myself. I think she starts the album in a way where she says, like the intro, the art of loving, the intro, basically it's almost like she's telling us, I've already concluded this processing of what love is. And I have an understanding. I've gone through the erratic throwing paint of the wall of understanding what this thing is, and now I'm just going to present it to you, the continuing songs. So at the end, we understand that, you know what, she feels like nothing is lost and it's okay. The last song, I've Seen It, explores and really ties that bow perfectly, where she's like, you know what, love exists everywhere. I've seen it in so many places, and yes, I might not fully understand it all the time, just as no one really does, but everywhere you look, you are able to find it. You can find it in your own life, you can find it in your own space, or you can find it outside of yourself and just the environments that you exist in. It's always there. Love it's a religion in itself that lots of us are practicing. And it's an art. So I'm right back here. It's an art that we're all practicing. This is such a great listen for me. Olivia Dean, I've been listening to her for a while, and I really enjoy her music. And obviously, I enjoyed her last album, Messy, as well. That was her 2023 album. She has gotten a lot more acclaim. Man I Need got basically viral. She's won so many awards, and I am happy to see her thrive in this way. And I think listening to this album and still seeing that authentic spirit of hers continue to flow through. She's still very fun. She's still very young. She's still understanding what her influence is and what she works best in. And I think this album shows that very well. Oh my God, I had a thought, and I think it's so easy to fall in love that made me think of that. Man I Need. Did I talk about Man I Need? The lead fucking single. Nice to Each Other is one of this, like the first song. It was the second song right after the intro. And in that song, she's basically talking about, I don't want a relationship. I don't want a boyfriend. I just want a fun little thing that's more like just like we're sitting in the honeymoon stage forever. We're not trying to get past knowing each other. We don't need to invite all that lovey-dovey stuff. I don't want that. Let's just have fun for right now. And it's so interesting because I feel like Man I Need almost acts as an opposite of that song, because basically her saying, come be the man I need. Like, actually, I want you to be my man. You know, and she says it in such a fun way. It's like such uplifting. That's why the song did so well. It's such uplifting beats, like so fun, so light, so bright. Olivia Dean is a great artist. I can't say that enough. I think, you know, if you know good music and you listen to this, I think you will really enjoy it. So yes, these are my thoughts on The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean. So it's a very great album. Go give it a listen if you haven't listened to it already. If you have, please tell me what your thoughts are in the comments down below. When you do listen to it, if you haven't, come tell me, because I do want to know. Let's talk about this together. Or your favorite songs. I did mention that A Couple Minutes made me cry, so that is definitely up there for me. I love Something in Between as well. I love a ballad. Like I love a soft song, but I also love a light danceable song. You know, I love a song like So Easy to Fall in Love, because it makes you remember that you're worth it and your heart is big enough and someone should be happy to love you. Oh, what I was going to say, I feel like she would do really good with Jungle. I don't know if anybody that's in that world is going to see this, but I feel like, and this is why I need to be an A&R, I feel like she would do so good with like featuring on a Jungle song, because she has that vibe, and I think those worlds would like collide perfectly. I think they would do so good. Like when I was watching, I think it was a So Easy to Fall in Love music video, I was like, why is this giving me like volcano, like that vibe? I don't like to mention other projects when I'm talking about, but I think that would do so good. If Olivia or your team, if you do see this, you guys, I would take a small percentage if it happens. I'll take it. But yes, if you enjoyed this, please give a like, and I'll do all the things. I'm trying to grow this page, and I would really appreciate having you join on this journey. Oediyo is a community of music lovers that just enjoy sound and exploring the feeling that's associated with sound. So come join us on this side. It's a really fun side. If you want more music reviews like these, music recommendations, playlists, curations that are just so beautiful, radio mixes, and just everything music, because we're growing this community, so a lot more is coming with it. You can go on Oediyo.com and explore all those, and you can also join our community by joining our newsletter on Oediyo.com as well, where you can get all this information straight into your inbox. No worry, you just need to click a link and it's right there for you. Yeah, so once again, this is Oediyo Radio. I am Datuois, and I will see you here again for more music.